That was weird. Okay, I'm doing it. I was gonna just like delete this, but I'm just gonna keep it moving. So hi Pisces. Hi Pisces. Just gonna clear out the energy for a second. Feeling silly on the start of that one. I was like watching my 2 videos I just made because I'm just trying to like bang them out because it's been a little bit since I've had time for this, and it does take a lot of time per reading. And I was watching them, and I'm just like, I know I'm dehydrated right now. So it's like a Cancer moon right now. I know that hydration is something that I always like kind of need to work on my whole life. I just like haven't, water hasn't been like my primary. I just don't like water necessarily, but I feel great when I'm hydrated. And so now we have the Pisces reading here, and I'm already like talking a little bit much and just like bringing some silliness. And I do have like an important Pisces placement in my chart at a place, but the only thing I've only shared, I think, 2 of my placements on the channel because I don't like to give away too much, because there's actually a lot of information in telling people your placements. And so interesting that I was thinking about that, and then I'm like, okay, my next read is a water read in Pisces. And as I was saying in the read before, it's a Cancer moon right now, but the same element, same mode. There's lessons for that to bring in, and so right now is also just like a reminder about water lessons, most specifically Cancer water lessons, but in general water. So for Pisces. So Pisces is the mutable water. I get a Celtic cross for Pisces, the mutable water. I'm not going to look at that, but I'm going to say that's one. That's 2. I hope that looked okay. I'm wearing like shorts. It's not underwear, but it might have looked like underwear there. Just like Pisces stuff going on. Okay. Just don't want to restart the read. Sometimes you just have to keep it moving. Just gotta keep it moving. Okay. So Pisces in the current energy is the 3 of Cups in the reverse. So maybe feeling like not necessarily like you're wanting to be like part of the party right now. Or just like you're not feeling like you're tuned in with other people, you're in touch with other people in a celebratory way right now. Maybe you're releasing some sort of a third party situation or some third party idea, and just like not necessarily feeling like you're in a celebratory mood right now, which is okay. That's just like not always energy to be holding necessarily. Challenge right now is the 6 of Wands in the reverse, so some sort of feeling of like lack of public success, a sense of a fall from grace, and maybe that is what's leading you to like not really feel collaborative and like celebratory with other people right now. Like maybe just like the universe and destiny has happened to you in such a way that's dealing with maybe your ego a little bit, and you're learning some ego lessons right now in this moment. In a recent past, just like destiny, the wheel turning, luck just happened. Some sort of major arcana energy, the wheel spins and our karma returns to us in at least some kind of a form. And that's why it's important to be careful about the energy that you're putting out into the world. And I used to not necessarily believe in that stuff, but I definitely do now, for better and worse of that. And so recent past, just like, luck happened and the wheel kept spinning, and now you are where you're at now with just like not necessarily feeling like celebratory maybe. And in the near future you have the 7 of Pentacles, Virgo, earth energy right now, Virgo season, and this is about like looking to see like you have planted the seeds, and now you're going to be looking soon at just like what did I grow here. Like I have put in work, I have put in an effort towards something. So what is going to come of like those seeds that I planted? What am I going to harvest of what I have sown? And just like looking at like the labors of your work coming up soon. In the conscious energy, you have the 3 of Swords. So like maybe what you're dealing with and like knowingly is some like sense of like major heartbreak, You have like the rainy sky here, and it turned into a really beautiful day here with the Cancer moon. But at first, the Cancer moon brought really severe flooding, and not just where I'm at in the United States, but also in other places around the world I was seeing from the news. And so, yeah, it's interesting that the Cancer archetype can kind of bring like a flooding. But some sort of major heartbreak that you're going through right now. And heartbreak can have to do with lots of different things, but, you know, something that broke your heart, whether it was a person or your own sense of an idea or something that you did or something somebody else did to you. That's what you're sort of experiencing. And subconsciously is the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. The Two of Pentacles in reverse are like having trouble like balancing out your priorities and figuring out like which thing to do next or where to dedicate your energy, but you're sort of feeling like when you're in the middle of a heartbreak, like it's going to be hard to know like which direction to turn and which decisions to make. And so that kind of like perfectly mirrors that, like you're just like heartbroken and you don't know what step to take next. So this seems a little stressful, Pisces. I'm sorry. Pisces is just, you know, the closest sign to the spiritual world, which also means it can get kind of like lost there and forget like what's happening here in the real world. But such like a compassionate, beautiful sign that like that can hold the energy of ending to allow for something new, which is really a great strength. But Pisces, you know, there can be like a weakness to the archetype as well in not having like a grounding. Like water is already super mutable, and then if you make it immutable, it's a very, you know, there's really very little control. It's the ocean archetype. It's, you know, the feet. It's our grounding, but it's, but like if you fall off your feet, then like you can't carry around the rest of your body. And so it really is like our base, and it can be easy for, you know, these little feet to carry this weight of the world sometimes. The advice right now is the 10 of Cups in the reverse, which is interesting. This was the advice in the upright for the previous read of Aquarius, but this is like advice about like not necessarily feeling like the home right now, this big water energy, like your home is where you are finding your happiness, and like that, that's okay, and like you're not experiencing that like you're not experiencing that happy home life that you would want, but that's like sort of the advice is to allow that to maybe not be your expectation. Like the traditional happy home life is maybe not the current moment for you, and it's not supposed to be. So sometimes that can be actually nice to see that the advice is like maybe some of the struggle that you're going through, because like maybe it just means like this is not the time for something else other than this. And that doesn't mean that the future doesn't bring other things, but the advice is to maybe take that time for yourself and to build a sense of home in yourself instead of in external ideas. I'm going to look this up. Interesting that would be the advice. I'm just going to look at Biddy Tarot is my favorite. The dark side of wealth, financial failure, or loss. Oh, that's because I looked at Pentacles. That's not Pentacles, they're Cups. Didn't make sense. Like the loss of happy home life. Disconnection, misaligned values, struggling relationships. Disconnection, misaligned values, and struggling relationships. So you're struggling with your relationships. And the values are misaligned. And like that just makes like a lot of sense for like what your present energy and the challenge is. And so just like a misalignment of your relationships is like, and that sense of disconnection is like maybe like what part of your healing process is supposed to be in this moment in time. And that's okay. And I think sometimes it can be a relief to see like it's okay, whatever's happening right now. The energy surrounding you is the Magician card in the reverse. So just like a feeling of a lack of energy, having trouble making your dreams become a reality. I think your hope here is the 9 of Swords in the reverse, so like a release of disappointment. You want to like get rid of this pain because it does look like there's pain here, and I'm sorry for that, Pisces. But maybe sometimes the people I think like who carry the pain, it's like because they're the ones who can, and the other people couldn't. or something. I like to at least think of it that way. But like your hope is to be able to release the pain, because like everyone wants to be happy, of course. And the outcome of this energy is like the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is like not necessarily feeling like you're in your confident, inspired energy at this current moment in time. This is a period of healing. Chiron went into retrograde, the wounded healer, in mid-July, staying there till mid-December. There's just been like a lot of like major healing in readings that I've been seeing. And Pisces just feel a lot like, of course, the ocean is like its own world, really. Neptune, the planet of dreams and delusion and addiction and everything we want and everything we really don't want. A loss of a sense of tie to the real world, but also wanting to, be spiritually connected. And so maybe like it's just like you're not feeling like the queen of the party right now. You're not necessarily feeling like you want to be partying with other people. You want to be around other people. You have that confident energy to give to other people, and that is like okay. Working on like what's going on the inside, like if you have time to do that right now, that can be like a very healing time to like allow yourself to take this time away to heal. And like that's definitely like what I'm seeing from this. It's just you're not feeling like, I don't see a sense of alignment like happening in this present moment right now. Karma cycles through and it gets us, even if we thought we were doing something right in the moment. Like there is like a sense of divine justice, and our karma finds us. You're not feeling celebratory. You're feeling like, like you're falling from grace, and now you're looking to see like what have I sown here? What seeds have I sown, and can I learn something from that? Hopefully you're going through a heartbreak and you're having, trouble like balancing out your priorities and figuring out what to do with your attention in this moment. Maybe, because of this pain, and maybe feeling that sense of disconnection and isolation. And your advice is to like just allow that disconnection like to happen right now, because that's what's supposed to be happening. You're not feeling like you have a lot of energy. You're having trouble making your dreams become a reality. You really want to release your disappointment, but you're just not feeling like the belle of the ball right now. You're not feeling like you're standing in your confidence. And so maybe it's just like not the time to be out in like the public domain and like doing a bunch of different stuff. Maybe it's time to be going through more of like a healing process for yourself personally. Maybe just being like a little more quiet about stuff, and that's like okay. I'm sorry if this is stressful for you, Pisces. I know Pisces do feel a lot. But you have to make sure like you're not hurting other people with your own pain and everything. It's really important. Lessons on lessons. Gong, an exciting event. So, maybe something to bring some, energy to what you got going on here. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly, and that's kind of what's going on in your subconscious energy. You're like not sure what to do next. You're just like, I don't know, having trouble balancing the priority. November could be meaningful for you as like a turning point with some of what's going on here. And teardrops, great personal sorrow, which like I do see, like just like heartbreak is like the most obvious energy you're going through right now, but like all the rest of this looks like there's pain as well, and you don't want to feel that pain. Pisces mean well, even though I've had, some trouble sometimes, and, dealing with certain Pisces who I actually love very much, but seeing, the other things that can come from that can be painful. Disruption. There's two more. There's two more for Pisces. Disruption, isolation, and rejection. So I'm sorry, Pisces, hang on and hang in there though, because like I know you have so much love in you, and I'm sorry that you're like feeling this pain right now, but this is like a healing time for really everybody in all signs. And so like just like keep holding on. Because it looks like there's stress here, and I usually don't see this much stress in your readings, and so just keep it moving. Disruption, like this shocking pink color, this card demands attention. It represents intensity, innovation, and nonconformity. It's a catalyst for releasing fear in order to make bold and courageous moves. What is stagnant in your life that needs to change? How can you shake things up a bit? How can you continuously innovate your life in new and unexpected ways? So maybe you need to shake things up in a way that's going to keep you safe, but give you something new to work on, like a new idea, like really new, even if it's something that like challenges your idea of like what right and like of what's right. Like maybe you just need to try on something new, and like that disruption that you're obviously experiencing here can be a catalyst to like start like a new way of thinking, even if you have to force it, because obviously what you're doing isn't like working in this moment. So maybe that means it's time to consider trying something new. Rejection. Try to frame the pain of rejection and consider that whatever rejected you wasn't meant to be a part of your life at this time, whether it be a person, job, or something else. Some even say that rejection is protection. So even though it may really hurt right now, know that something better is waiting for you. Trust that whatever is meant for you is on its way. So a sense of rejection here as well. While you're feeling like, like most obviously the heartbreak, but also just not wanting to be with people, and like a sense of like your ego's been hit a little bit. And isolation. Yeah, I see like you're not wanting to party right now with the people. You don't have a lot of energy, feeling disconnected. Being isolated can feel lonely, but it can also be tremendously healing. When you're feeling secluded, it can be a time to learn more about yourself, to dive deep down into the parts of yourself, diving deep into that ocean, Pisces, that you can't reach when you're around others, and learn the importance of some alone time. Give yourself the chance to heal and to rediscover yourself. But maybe you have to just go back. Maybe, you have to unlearn some stuff. And try something new, because this is not working. Pisces, please. But allow that isolation time, like the disconnectedness is the advice right now. So like allow that to happen and find connection in a different way. Maybe it's like not with other people right now. Maybe it's with your sense of spirituality, which is very much Neptunian and Pisces. And there's always growth to be had even through pain. I really believe that. I don't think we just need to get rid of our pain at all costs all the time. I think that there's a tremendous amount of growth there that can't be had when we're just like happy and things are going fine and like everything's great. It feels wonderful, but it doesn't last for forever, and it's also just like not where you necessarily grow the most. Whatever the whole idea that your enemies of experience of people of whatever your own ideas can be your greatest teachers. And this moon card is hiding. Cancer moon card hiding. Pisces moon. Isolating and like to be by yourself. I'll do 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really hidden. Not popping out. Conclusions are within reach. So like even though you're not necessarily sure like how to bounce your priorities or what to do in this moment, full moon eclipse conclusions are within your reach. I haven't seen this card before, so like there is something to be found here. You're not just swimming. I think Pisces moons can feel like very nebulous and like people are just like floating when the moon is in Pisces. But like you can reach like a resolution here. There is like you are still tied to reality, even though you're feeling like maybe on the outskirts, or you're feeling a little bit isolated, and you're feeling a little disconnected. There are answers here. And maybe you just need to take that time, like for yourself, to look for them and hear for them. Maybe it's having been with other people or trying to do a certain thing for other people because you needed to be seen a certain way or wanted to be interacting with people a certain way, and like that's been distracting. So maybe like taking this time out for yourself is like really like important. This disruption leading to isolation is important for you in this moment. Celestial Rose of Ma, and I like that Ma because I've been thinking it's like big mom energy today. This actually almost looks like a vagina, which is interesting. But the Virgo season is the Earth, the mutable Earth. It is the opposition to Pisces. It is Mother Mary, the servant, and right now is the Cancer moon, water moon, where Mother Moon is domiciled. So let's see, the Celestial Rose of Ma. What is that for you in this moment? The taste of bitterness becomes sweetness in love. The searching in the dark finds the light of faith revealed in love. Love transforms thistles into jasmine. Love layers heaven and gifts us with wings to soar into its mystery. Love transforms our every thought into a desire of the heart. Oh, love, how divine is your luring. Beauty flows from your unseen face. Your very nature is radiant with joy. You manifest vibrant hues in every flower. Your touch dazzles all creation. Every particle is attracted toward you, longing to unite and dwell in you. The Divine Mother offers me her rose. How rich that gift may be. I tear my flesh on its thorns and my blood flows. I always do, like, there's something about Pisces where there's like a cut or a laceration, like for a patient, or I get a cut during a Pisces moon, so it's interesting, the thorn. I curse myself for carelessness, and yet in my desire to grasp this gift, it happens again and again. Then I realize such is its scent, its beauty. How can I be tentative in my approach? My senses are drenched in beauty, and I long to inhale the exquisite perfume, to reach for the velvet dew of the petals, soft and delicate under my touch. Perhaps I will be scraped and I will bleed, yet that is not enough to deter me, to prevent me from accepting this gift. The magnificence of the bloom renders the struggle to enjoy it as a worthy, noble, essential pursuit. Of course, I understand something so precious must be protected and must be allowed to live, more than this to thrive. So those thorns are hooks that allow for growth for those that would bear the pain of the ascent to the rose's blooming heart. And those thorns are barbs that keep away those that would consume the creation without appreciating its worth and beauty. Yet those thorns serve essential purpose. I cannot begrudge them, for I love the rose, and so I love what is necessary for her to be, so I love the thorns too. A spiritual gift is on its way to you. A precious offering of sacred love to the soul. That love can lift you beyond what you have known, beyond self-imposed limits, by the uplifting fragrance of grace. You will begin to think thoughts you have never dared think before, which is what I was trying to get into here. Like, maybe it's just like a new way of thinking, which can be like really hard to force yourself to do, especially when thinking is maybe not necessarily like your prowess as much as like the feeling of that water energy. You will feel moved by life, by its sacredness, in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will feel ecstasy without apparent cause, and you will feel as though every breath is a seductive caress of the heavenly lover. You will be open and surrendered in a way you have longed to be, but in a way that you've never known quite how to go about. This spiritual gift signifies the ending of a period of suffering and the opening up to a time of new opportunity, a flourishing and thriving release of your unique soul fragrance into the world. It is a gift worth having. Your thorn may be the love you need to let go of now, so you are open to your present rather than your haunted past. Your thorn may be the fear that if you grow too vibrant and embrace the magnificence of your being, others will shun you out of jealousy or fear and leave you alone. Your thorn may be a constant need to bargain with life, that you shall take one step provided certain unwanted events don't take place, rather than just accepting it and living it as presented to you. Your thorn may be looking deep within the heart and removing a crown of thorns. This person has like a crown. Removing a crown of thorns. Representative of your suffering over a long, long time. Letting it go, allowing the heart to heal because it's in pain. This with a sense of virginal purity, Virgo sees in the Virgin, to emanate from the heart, realizing that even great suffering has not tarnished its radiance, but only allowed it to grow strong. Your ready for love heart can now be free from expectation and instead be open to life with curiosity and reverence. Oh, those thorns, they have served their purpose, not in and of themselves, but rather that they have proven you worthy of the rose and ready now to receive its beauty, healing, and grace. Whatever your thorns are or have been, be willing to deal with them, to face them, and most importantly, to release them without any shred of doubt, shame, guilt, or recrimination, beloved. They have served, and now their purpose has been completed. The celestial rose of Ma promises a gift worth so much more than any pain you are holding on to, so release to receive now. Can you sense the dew-soft petals and luscious fragrance opening to you now? There's a lot of pain here, but I think like it's ready. I think it's showing up so much because like you're working to like release it to get to the next thing. It's been building up over time, and like it has affected you, and like some of that pain is just like not you. A lot of that pain is not you. I think most of our pain is not really like it becomes part of us, but it is not just who we are. And so like you are the thorn and you are the rose, and you have to like accept the thorns so that you can then realize that like that's for protection, but like don't upregulate your thorns. Don't get too many thorns, because then the beauty of that rose can't be appreciated. So it's like there's a conclusion here of this pain, like letting in new ideas and ways of thinking, balancing. Like it's important with this North Node in Gemini for these past year and a half. It'll be out of Gemini January of 2022. It's really about like balancing our duality and like whatever our strength is, like trying to bring in some of the lesson of the other while not losing the fact that like our strength is our strength for a reason, and like it's not just like a bad thing because we don't have these other strengths as well, but like allowing that other to come in as well. I think you've you've been thorny. Thorns have been used against you. You have used thorns against others, and like this pain is like ready to heal and move on to the next thing. There's a conclusion here, and that conclusion is to maybe work to actively release that pain. If you have to use like cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, some trauma-informed therapy work, talking to somebody new who's an objective party and can help you while, staying safe in the system. But I know you don't want to be in this pain. And like it's probably confusing to figure out like what to do about it. And like you're kind of like feeling like you're rambling a little aimlessly, but like maybe you just need something to shake you up a little bit and to allow in a new kind of idea. You're feeling rejected and disrupted and isolated. But I think that's your recognition of you as the thorn, and the recognition that the things that have been painful are thorns and they are not what just life is. And so realizing that like you're also the rose. May I know myself to be a cherished and holy child of the universe, with my life unfolding according to a sublime grace. And that is just the ineffability of this astrology stuff, of spirituality, of tarot, of all of this. Is there is just like a divine and a sublime grace sometimes. And sometimes if you just don't know what the next step is, and it's like not necessarily the rational next step that's, it's not necessarily rationality that's helping you, but it's not necessarily like your spirituality that's helping you either, and you're just feeling like confused and in pain and like you want to be well. At some point you just have to realize that like I've thought about the CoStar app, but some of the things about it I do like, and one thing that I've really loved from it is something that it often puts through, that reads about like how emptiness is necessary to allow for grace to flood in. Like sometimes if there's just nothing in that vessel anymore, no particular hope or dream or anything except for like a general desire to be contented and peaceful, it just becomes empty. And like emptiness is not just a bad thing. It means that then like grace can come in, and like the cracks are where the light gets in, and just allowing that to happen and like actively like welcoming that in. Like I started to develop more of a sense of spirituality when I just like things were just not going entirely according to plan, and I was not sure that they're ever really going to, and like a way I would have like hoped or dreamed originally, but I just like asked for help from like whatever, if people want to call it God or just a sense of spirituality, or like science as an idea of that sense of spirituality or whatever, just like help. And like I don't know, I'm not talking to a him, a bearded God in the sky or anything like that. I don't consider like that energy like to be a him or a male figure necessarily. I think there's a shifting of energies, but just like help, please help. And I'm less guiding this as the way that I think it needs to be guided now. I don't have these very specific ideas about like what I want about things necessarily, like what is my destiny, and I hope it's not too painful, but like I need help, and what is the next step, and just surrendering. That is the part of Alcoholics Anonymous that I can get on board with, a surrendering to an idea that there is an amount of powerlessness, but I don't agree that there is an entire powerlessness, but that surrendering, that's just like, I'm a human being, my small intellect is not going to match, no matter how large it is not going to match the divine wisdom of the universe, and just to call in like that help, and not be too specific about what it's going to look like, but maybe see if that can, help you through this pain, and through realizing that you are this, divine beauty and this divine child of the God or spiritual energy, and, invite in a call for help if you don't, know what the next step is, because there are conclusions to be reached here, but maybe calling in help can be helpful in an instance like this where it's feeling like there's a lot of pain and not sure about where the next step to go is. So good luck with this, Pisces. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Okay. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.